And now it's time for Money Matters. Today we're talking about the ongoing trade war dispute with China.
Dustin Stanley, partner and financial advisor of Strategic Wealth Designers, is joining us. Dustin, we saw news this week that a deal could be imminent, and then that sort of sent some volatility into the stock market.
Yeah, the market was actually rallying until news that a deal had not been made came out. So what that did is it sent the market into some volatility. But what that should do really is that should remind us all that we need a good, strong safety net and a good mix of safety and risk in our portfolio. Try not to pay attention to the daily minutia because it's going to go up and down. But if you have that safety net in place, what that should do is that should protect you from these news cycles.
Kind of have some breaks.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
Right.
Well, now, lifting tariffs would seemingly help some U.S. industries. But if a deal is reached, how do you figure out who are the winners and who are the losers?
Yeah, until a deal is reached, that's tough to say. But I would say that overall, I think that in general, the U.S. economy is going to be the winners once a deal has been reached.
If, a deal is reached, do you see this as a sort of a temporary truce, or is this something that could be long-ranging?
That's difficult to say. It depends on the deal itself and how enforceable it is. And the reason that I'll say that is China has a history of saying they're going to do things and then not really following through. So if the deal is reached and they follow through with their side, then I think we should be okay. But if not, then I think we're going to see some future volatility again.
You know, we hear that we live in a global economy.
Yeah.
And we hear this, but it doesn't really sink in. Something like this really draws that to your attention.
It definitely affects our economy. Anything happening overseas now, this truly is, I mean, I know it's kind of cliche, but it truly is a global economy now. When things happen over there, it really does affect us and our retirement.
And a lot of things that we see, like fluctuations at the gas pump, could be tied to all of this as well, and other things that we may not think of as being tied to this.
You got it. You got it.
As people begin to, eye that retirement horizon at this point, with the volatility that we're seeing these days, what do you typically advise?
Yeah, it's important to be working with someone that understands the market moves in trends and cycles. Nobody knows the day something's going to happen, but we do know what cycle or trend is coming. So you want to have a good safety net in place so that way when this happens, you don't have to worry about going back to work or reducing your standard of living. So you just want that strong safety net in place, really.
All right, good info.
Thank you.
You can learn more ways to make your money matter on WKYT.com.
And if you have something you want us to discuss, send an email to news@WKYT.com. We'll talk about it here.